best way to start.
And I don't know why I'm going first, since I know Howard the least amount of time out of everybody here. But nevertheless, I just have a couple of quick things. First of all, I have to say, in all honesty, in my many years, not how many I'm going to tell you, in this business, I have not met many consultants who are as knowledgeable and as helpful as I have with Howard. He has just been, you know, everything that you could have asked for. And Bob, you know, you were right. When I interviewed with Bob, all he did was tell me about, I have this great idea, we're going to modernize, it's all this .NET, blah, 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 and he's going on and on. And he says, and I've hired the best consultant Microsoft has. Now, this next item, not only do you know about Howard's prowess with software design, engineering, all the many applications he can work on, and all the wonderful things he knows.
We certainly have benefited from Howard's expert tutoring and presence amongst us, because it's been a great 2 years and you've been so helpful to all of us, setting us up with infrastructure. I mean, I just can't, I think others maybe will talk about that. So I thought it would be appropriate if we presented you with what we've learned in these almost 2 years from you. Read the big things.
Okay, I'll read the big things here. TFS, WCF, MSF, SBA, WSDL, IWS, SAN, ESB, HIS, SML, SDLC, ALM, SQL, BSTS, that's one box. PowerPoint, SharePoint, Visual Studio, Sandbox under Howard's desk. Of course, in the center is Fit Modernization. Up to the very far left is BizTalk, Object Orientation, Application Architecture and Infrastructure. That kind of stands out. Micro Focus COBOL. Where that's from?
We had to throw that.
Yeah. .NET Framework, Foundation Services, Expression Blend with Silverlight.
So we've learned a lot.
Well, yeah.
So, in all honesty, my relationship with Howard hasn't really changed that much. It's gone from complete and total, Bob knows this, but I've gone to Bob meetings, complete and total irritation because he's completely stubborn and unflexible, to completely flexible, and I just don't understand. He's an extremely complex, intelligent person. Probably the most complex, intelligent person I've ever dealt with. And everyone knows here what Howard has done. I think he's basically changed our minds on a number of things. He, not you know, nudged us in a new direction.
Howard has touched so many of us professionally that I decided that instead of writing a speech of my own, that I was going to reach out to all the people that he's helped and worked with throughout, you know, these almost 2 years, and I asked them to, you know, tell me something about Howard. I actually asked okay, and now starts the sort of sappy part of our program. Wagdy wrote, in a nutshell, Howard is very intelligent, skillful, and helpful. And, you know, everyone thinks that about Howard. I will miss the wealth of knowledge that he brings to us from Microsoft, miss his stories about Microsoft, and other fun stories. Howard also has a very friendly personality and a good sense of humor. If finance could afford him, I would vote yes for good. I think we all would vote yes for Howard. Okay. And I turn this around. Okay. Mike San Miguel said, Howard really seems to care about the work he does here with us and the process and components that go into making our efforts successful. He seemed to take genuine pride in helping us achieve our goals of creating quality applications for the public. George Gullifield said, Howard is one of those rare techies that speaks English. He knows the .NET concepts, legacy COBOL language, and can teach them both so that I can understand. I am waiting for his next book. Chandra Mohan feels similarly about Howard. She said, Howard stands out because he has the time to help everybody, anybody, at any time, and with a smiling face. Lakshmi Jambu said, I liked the way Howard did his training. He was positive, upbeat, and made it interesting.
Yeah, any do it meeting.
From one of his coworkers, Ian, at Microsoft, Howard is legendary for his ability to, I think I can read my handwriting. Howard is legendary for his ability to drive simplicity into complicated projects. I'd like at this time, Winston sent me something a little bit late, and I'd like at this time to just interject in the middle of this speech and let him read what he had written to me.
And also the reason why I wrote it is because I don't work in your area, but everything they said is so true. For someone with such knowledge and the way of you just reaching out to everyone, such a simple way of explaining things to make everyone, even the most person who has the least knowledge, feel so comfortable and can understand that in a basic sense. That's a gift for that kind of communication. So, I remember when Howard used to give these luncheons, a couple of them I went to, and he was talking about object-oriented concepts, and he would make it sound so simple. So I wrote for Sylvia, but I have to read it now. I said, Howard, you raise the bar with your expectations for finance because you offer not only your knowledge, but your imagination to finance. He said, as is often said, your thoughts create your environment, but your expectations create your aura. And you definitely brought your special aura to finance. So I want to say that to you. Sylvia was
Thank you.
Okay, I have a few more. Mary Lane, Richard Donovan, and Peter Reiner echoed the sentiments of many others, is what Winston said. We appreciate Howard for his willingness to help. He is always glad to help with a problem or concern. He always goes the extra mile to help us understand. Florence said, I have been impressed with all the technical people he knows. And so I'd like to close this with a couple of quotes. George Gullifield also said, it's only so long and not goodbye. And I think Jane Landon best expressed how we all feel about Howard leaving. She said, I hope I don't cry. Thank you, Howard. Okay, Bob.
Here comes the roast.
Jane did say she was going to let you take her out for drinks later.
Oh.
But I think you'd all kind of agree with me. If we had our druthers, we really don't want to be here today. Nobody wants to say goodbye to you. It's unfortunate. Hopefully, when we come full circle over here and get some funding, we can drag you back into this insanity and really do some good stuff. But I think what a lot of stuff was said, but what wasn't said was probably one of the. I mean, we got really a lot of good technicians in this group. But what's hard, probably the hardest thing to do is really have a cultural change in an organization, especially an organization like this that's been doing the same thing for many years the same way. And you were able to come in here in a very non-threatening way, develop relationships with a lot of very good people on the staff, and really move the bar. I mean, but I don't think I can add anything more to what was echoed here, except for the fact that personally you've helped me raise the bar. You've been tremendously helpful to me, and as I said, hopefully we can bring you back. And this was a gift that we want to give you.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Oh, you look styling on that. Beautiful.
This is so you remember us all.
And also New York City, that's a building.
Oh, the skyline.
That's awesome.
That's $59.
Honorary Employee, Department of Finance. Oh, thank you very much.